Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today we're going to be taking a look at Mohammed Sambul's SVEN gameplay. This is one of the viewers of this channel, one of the subscribers of this channel, so thank you for subscribing. And we're going to be looking at his SVEN gameplay. He is a Guardian 3 player in a pretty high average game for, well, relative to his MMR. We got a ton of Crusaders here, actually an Archon on the enemy team. So yeah, he asked how could he have come back from this game? Clearly a pretty tough match, 16-34. Ending in a somewhat short time of 30 minutes. And so yeah, nonetheless, let's get into the carry gameplay, and I'm going to give you a bunch of tips that are almost guaranteed to help you gain MMR if you actually follow them, and let's get into it. Also, I want to tell you guys that if you've been struggling with solo queue and you're looking to get to the next rank, I'm going to be able to help you. Like, literally, with the Game Leap website, I'm going to give you guys guides that are going to make it unbelievably clear on what you need to do. So if you've been stuck in the solo queue grind, you don't know what to do, and you want to become absolutely broken, but like actually you want to become much better at Dota, and you want to take it more seriously, the Game Leap website is going to help you do that. So click the link down below. I'm going to help you get to the next rank, and I'll see you there. All right, now in terms of the starting items, the only thing I would like to see is definitely mangoes and maybe a stick. I don't really understand the circlet. I certainly don't think SVEN is much of... Oh, Fairy Fire. You don't even have enough slots for this. Now you just have a branch in your backpack. Oh god. Alright, that's not good. So I would definitely revamp the starting item right off the bat. I don't know the exact perfect build for SVEN right now, but I can tell you for a fact that you should incorporate mangoes, and often if the lane is a stick spam lane, which it likely will be, they have a lot of spam heroes. I would most likely just buy it this game. There's two different builds you can go on SVEN. You can go like a gauntlet build where you go 3 Gauntlets of Strength and a Quelling Blade and just play for denies and CS. Or if you think the lane is pressurable or difficult and you need sustain, you can go mangoes and stick depending on your matchups. It's up to you to determine if you're going to get harassed a lot or not. For instance, this lane, I would definitely want mangoes in this lane. Silencer's pretty annoying, and so is CK. They have quite a bit of kill threat, so having sustain would be really nice. Either way, I'm not going to focus too much on the laning stage, but let's go over a couple of main things he could change. Alright, right off the bat, like literally in the first wave, there's multiple plays he could have made to make the lane significantly better. The first one is pulling creep aggro. You're against a silencer with a melee support, meaning that the silencer is very likely to hit you, especially if he is standing on your side, right? Silencer is standing here, meaning you could be pulling creep aggro from here to here, right? From this location to this location, or you could at least just be standing on the left side of the lane to avoid his auto attacks. So you could be doing these two things right off the bat to take less damage and to make the CS not 50-50. Because of the fact that you don't pull aggro, Silencer tries to deny it, CK tries to deny it, and inevitably they get the deny. Then from there, you could once again pull aggro onto this creep to prevent the Silencer from being able to hit you as easily, and to once again make the CS not a 50-50. But that doesn't happen, and this is likely going to play out for the next 6 to 7 minutes where you're not pulling aggro, because likely what you do for one wave, you're going to do for the rest of the waves. Obviously, there's exceptions to this, but people tend to repeat themselves. On top of that, this is a great opportunity to stun here. The CK goes very far up, putting himself in between both you and the Omni Knight. Anytime an enemy hero puts himself between both you and your support with limited creeps to back him up, right? Because if you're going to go on him, you're not going to pull creep aggro, it's a good time to stun. And you just missed that opportunity here. This is definitely a good stun. It would get the CS and give you a 2v1 situation with a creep hitting him as well. So this would be a really good opportunity to get some damage. Next, you have some major item problems in the early laning stage. It's 4 minutes in here, and we already kind of talked about why these starting items don't make a lot of sense. But we are starting to see the mana problems come into play. You're almost out of mana. You only have one more set of spells, which is definitely unfortunate and not conducive to winning the lane, as you need to put pressure and secure last hits, whatever it is, right? So the next set of items he buys are also not optimal here. He buys a stick and a belt of strength. The reason why I don't like this is the same reason the starting item build is bad. You don't have slots for it. You have 2 items in your backpack. I mean, this is horrible, right? And so what should he have done, guys? I definitely would upgrade Wand here. As much as I'm not a fan of upgrading Wand in a lot of lanes, if you have this many branches for whatever reason, and you have this many items that you need to slot in, you should upgrade the Wand for slot purposes, right? And so I would have liked to see that here, because he's taking this fight with no belt of strength. Not to say that that would have been the difference between killing CK or not there. I think he would have lived no matter what, but still, this could have been better. And then he ships out 3 clarities, and it's like, all you had to do was honestly start with a stick, have 2 mangoes. You wouldn't need this mana regen, right? Because 3 clarities is brutal. It's expensive, and you might be like, oh, so is stick and mangoes. Yes, but they give you HP regen, which is good throughout the lane. And on top of that, you want to get them early on. And on top of that, you don't have to pop a clarity for 30 seconds in AFK, likely missing CS, right? How are you going to pop 3 clarities? How are you going to do that? How are you going to pop 3 clarities? I don't know how you're going to pop 3 clarities. I'm very curious to see how you're going to manage to use 3 clarities, which you're also going to have to deal with when it comes to slot issues. So definitely a lot of item things to fix here. A lot of creep aggro issues. The last hits are only 13. You got to fix all these mistakes. You can't not be stunning the CK when he's out of position, not pulling creep aggro, buying the wrong items, and missing a lot of last hits. I know I'm being blunt and I'm being harsh, but if you want to get to a next rank, you don't even have to fix all 4 of these. I'm picking on everything. If you fixed everything I'm talking about, you'd shoot up in laning stage MMR. I'm not going to say you'd shoot up in all your MMR as a whole. I mean, you would definitely gain probably about 400 or 500 MMR just from fixing your laning stage, but you get the point, right? A lot of things to fix here. All right, so one thing to note about this game as well that I think Mohamed didn't necessarily realize is that this lane will get harder over time. Omni Knight as a support doesn't scale that well with levels. It's okay, but it's certainly not great. The silencer can become extremely obnoxious, and CK also scales pretty well in terms of laning. So you need to get out of the lane. SVEN, thankfully, is one of those heroes that can do that. So I don't mind him pushing in the creep wave when it's near his tower like this. That's fine. He also shipped out 2 salves. Oh my god, your net worth. Your net worth has got to be like bottom. Yeah. It's almost lower than their support. Oh, God. How is this Gyro so far? What the hell? What does he have, 1 million kills? Oh, he's 4-0. Okay. But yeah, so it's about time where you want to get out of the lane. Now, I have a feeling he's not going to. Maybe, I hope I'm wrong, but most players at this level just lane infinitely. They don't understand when to leave. Basically, when the lane gets to this point where the enemy can pull you easily, which honestly right here, they should have just stunned you and pulled you. Like, they could have done nearly half your health if they decided to, because they could have like tag teamed you essentially. You know, that would have been great. Now, okay, you head to the jungle here. This is good. I'd pop my God Strength. So when it comes to God Strength, it's not really the best fighting ability early on because it requires you to auto attack people, which is hard. It doesn't mean you can't do it. It just means like, let's say you're going to gank the CK, you would want your Spirit Breaker to come over to try to secure more auto attacks. So I would just pop God Strength in jungle this game, honestly. I'd pop God Strength and either push out the lane in jungle or just full-time jungle. Like, yes, coming back to the lane is okay. It's not horrible, but the thing is, SVEN jungles nearly just as fast with God Strength as he does laning. Now, you can try to do both if it's free. If the enemy offlaner, you stop the enemy offlaner, or they just don't threaten you for some reason, you can do both, and it's more efficient. Unless you're taking stacks, then that's more efficient. But the point is that he's coming back to lane and he has to fight, and that's kind of a waste of efficiency. Does that make sense? Right? It's a waste of efficiency. Now you might be like, oh, he's defending his tower. No, he's not. The Omni Knight could have done that, right? Easily. They're not taking the tower. No chance. So he's kind of just laning at this point when he could be popping God Strength and wiping through jungle camps. He could have stacked the Ancients for himself, which I guess his boy Spirit Breaker is doing. Let's go, Spirit Breaker. But all right, let's move on. All right, so we're going to see some Ancient taking here. I definitely would have liked to see him swap in the salves to prevent him from getting so low, considering he bought the salves. And oh, use the cleave, please. This was all good until here. I don't know. This just tilts me it just tilts me so hard when I see stuff like this. It's just, I don't know. It's like he's doing this fine, and then for some reason he just like runs up to this creep. Why? You lose the cleave. Now you have to hit this creep like 2 more times. It's just a waste of efficiency. Hit it. Oh my gosh, you're wasting God Strength. Just small things, guys. I know it might not seem like a big deal, but it's like he wasted like 5-6 auto attacks of God Strength. It's not the end of the world, but it super matters. Okay, at this point, he sees people diving mid and sees a free kill on the silencer. Would have liked to see the Mask of Madness pop just to guarantee the kill, but this is a good rotation. Anytime as a carry you see the enemy diving a tower, it's often a good idea to shift over and help out, as you do get kind of ganked by the CK. Pop the salve, very nice. Okay, there's a gyrocopter in the area. You're gonna have to be pretty careful. Looks like you're fine. I would run bottom here. No, don't run mid. There's nothing mid. Go farm. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, that was not bad. It wasn't perfect. He should have ran to bottom instantly. If it's like a 10k MMR player, they would instantly run to bottom. But still, it's not bad. He actually got here pretty quickly. Once again, using the cleave completely inappropriately. Please, just angle the cleave towards the whole wave, towards everything. You're supposed to kill it all at the same time. That's the whole point. You don't want to have to hit the range creep 3 times individually, damn it. All right, so you're farming up the small camp. Pushing this out is extremely dangerous. I would have preferred, okay, I guess it's fine because it's Crusader, but that is extremely risky. You're also rushing BKB, which it's not terrible, but I personally suggest going Echo Saber. It's just better for early fighting, and you can disassemble it into BKB. And yeah, at this point, I mean, this gameplay is just bad. I'm being blunt. You should get smoke ganked. Like, yes, it's Crusader, so that rarely happens, but you guys just have to understand, Sven is not a hero that disengages well. And I know it's like, oh yeah, I have Warcry and a stun, of course I do. It's like, not really, right? Like, they can global you, a homing missile kills you, homing missile plus Lesh kills you, CK plus Lesh kills him. It's like, you cannot hit a tower. This is not a thing. Please focus on your item timings. Don't siege a tower from full HP as Sven. It's such a waste of time. It's such a waste of time. Even if this works, which I have a feeling he could end up dying here, this is insane that he's actually doing this and not dying. Regardless of the fact, and I know a lot of people think, oh, he got the tower, so it's a good play. No, it's not, because Sven jungles too fast. For some heroes, it's good, like Beastmaster, because you instantly kill the tower. Or, you know, for a carry like maybe Terrorblade, because you also kill the tower pretty quickly. But no, even that's not, like, I'm trying to think of a good example, but there's really no major good examples where you want to hit a tower from full HP like 16 minutes in. You just jungle too fast. You want to hit your item timings. Because this safe lane tower, I'm sorry, yeah, I guess it's his safe lane tower. This safe lane tower just doesn't do anything. It doesn't open up the map. It gives you a little bit of gold, that's great, but it doesn't really give you anything. The only thing it does is put you out of position so you can get ganked. Right? While he could have just been shredding through the jungle. And once again, he's just so focused on this bottom wave when he should be killing all the neutral camps. Like, I'm pretty sure he didn't farm any of these 3 neutral camps on the minute, which is just insane. Like, you're playing Sven. Though, all you gotta do, guys, if you want to gain MMR as carry, and you're playing a flash farming carry, kill the creep wave. If it's safe, which it hasn't been this game, but whatever, he's getting away with it because they're showing top quite a bit, and he doesn't want to hit Ancients. Because honestly, usually as Sven, you want to be taking Ancients every minute. It's efficient, and you want to be spamming God Strength. But okay, he's bottom, whatever. All you gotta do is just hit every camp, right? Like, if we watch him from free camera, you'll notice the efficiency is gonna be odd, right? It just won't be from camp to camp necessarily. Now, here, this is just bad awareness. OD took that camp. OD took this camp, whatever. OD's griefing him a little bit. And then instantly he should run to this camp. He should have ran from here in a straight line to here. Instead, he takes a freaking loop-de-loop. Where are you going? What are you following, the YOLO brick road? Like, just run in a straight line. See what I'm saying, guys? Run in a straight line, be efficient. Now, okay, your OD's griefing you. It is what it is. Obviously, I'm not going to flame him for this. That's fine. But he should, instead of hesitating and walking like boom, 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 should be a straight line to Ancients. After Ancients, top wave. After top wave, this camp. Now, of course, you have to determine if you're going to die or not while you're doing all of this. But typically in low MMR, the main thing you should focus on as a carry before you move on to worrying about being ganked is making sure you're going from camp to camp to camp to camp. Okay? Even here, there's a mid wave. Kill the mid wave, it's right there. It's like there's just a lack of efficiency. And then he goes to here and then back to here. This exercise of watching yourself in free camera is very valuable and more players should do it. It will give you a bigger perspective of how much time you're actually wasting. You can do it in player view as well, but it's just way more obvious from a zoomed out camera. For instance here, yeah, okay, yes, this BKB. Actually, you know what? This is a good rotation. I like this. This is great. Should pop the Mask of Madness a little bit faster. Not the perfect execution, but not bad. Okay, chasing up the high ground here is, it's okay. The enemy team might fight anyway, which is good. Pop the BKB. This is kind of the problem with BKB Sven. You get kited a little bit. You can see, can't really stick on top of them. The Echo Saber helps with that. So that's why I generally prefer the Echo Saber. It's an earlier timing and it helps you deal with your getting kited problem. And okay, a little bit risky to chase with no God Strength, no BKB for sure. All right, you're fine. After that, he should just instantly go back in jungle. Okay, this is not terrible. He's gonna run bottom for sure. This seems to be his habit. Your OD is here? Oh, all right. I guess you told your OD not to farm it, but you could just go to the Ancients. Like, I guess your Ancients are blocked, which is pretty crazy. That's nuts, but it's like all these efficiency things are just what's gonna cause him to just not be that farm. Like, he's just getting out farmed. And you might be like, oh, he's top 2 net worth. You're a Sven with free farm. Like, I'm just being, if you're a Sven with free farm, in low MMR, you have to be top net worth if you expect to carry these games. You have to. You have to have that expectation for yourself, even if it's a harder game, right? Like, even if it's a harder game, you have to have top net worth. There's always space. All right, so it clears out bottom. Again, I don't love this rotation, but it is what it is. The map is sort of set up in this way, so it's not terrible because the enemy is kind of mid/top, so it's all right. I would like to see a smoke here. He's got the blink, he's got the BKB, but got the ult. So execution, you gotta be clean. Gotta be clean. When it comes to teamfight jumps, the whole point of SVEN is to blow someone up. If you cast your stun and they don't die, it's probably bad. In fact, it's almost definitely bad. I'd say like 90% of the time. When the fight breaks out here, I'm either jumping this guy and popping all my shit, right? Which is God Strength, Stun, Warcry, BKB, Mask of Madness, some sort of order like that. Or I'm blowing this guy up. Honestly, I don't really mind either. I think both are okay. Like, honestly, I think both are okay options. I don't know the exact numbers on which is better here. I'm not gonna lie to you. But instead, it ends up just being like chuck a stun and then run away. Which, I guess he determines he's weaker, but whatever. Let's continue watching on, see the rest of the fight, give him some leeway. So here, I would have a little bit of patience. I would actually wait for my stun, or I would God Strength and just go in because they're clumped, right? Sometimes you don't need the stun if the enemy just clumps up really hard. That's another advantageous position for SVEN. So like here, it just feels like you missed this massive opportunity. The enemy team is playing pretty crazy. I mean, look at this, right? You have a massive opportunity to blink in and just start cleaving, boom, cleave, 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 right? You could have done a ton of damage here, but it feels like it definitely, I mean, they honestly could have died for sure. Right? This could easily be a double kill and kill the clone as well. Instead, it's kind of like your shit gets canceled, you sort of panic pop BKB, and then you pop Mask of Madness before stunning or Warcry. So now you have literally 0 armor, you haven't stunned, and this blink is not clean, and now the gyro gets to kite you. This is exactly how you shouldn't take fights. Now, I know I'm being harsh. Please, Muhammad, if you're watching this, don't feel too bad. Just understand it's fixable. All right, that's the nice thing about life. At the end of the day, no matter how bad it seems, it can get much better. Like, that really is the truth. As impossible as it seems, Dota, life, whatever it is, like, I understand. Like, even right now, I'm pretty tilted with life. Not gonna get into that, but the point is just like, I know it's like weird. I'm doing a life rant off initiating with SVEN stun and popping Mask of Madness too early, but I just wanted to relate that to the fact that I'm being like very critical in this video because I want to see him get better. I want to see you guys get better. Just understand that you put all these things together, you become a much, much better player. You don't become slightly better. You become much better. All right, we'll watch one more team fight here as the game ends in 5 minutes. But this is a nice stun. Oh, get the stun. 2-man stun. Oh, okay, small gap for a 2-man stun there. Missed the gap. Once again, I don't really just... Why? Gotta blink in. You have a blink dagger. Why are you walking into the fight? Like, the execution, it's gotta be about the same every fight. It's just God Strength, blink, stun, BKB. Or God Strength, BKB, blink, stun in case they have instant disables. It's just like... It's just bad execution, and they're gonna live because of it. Right? You also didn't pop the Warcry, so you lack the movement speed. That movement speed's key. It keeps you on top of the enemy, especially when you're Mask of Madness, right? You stack the movement speed, and now you're just dead. And yeah, now this guy can kill you because you didn't burst him. And it's all snowball effect, guys. It's all snowball effect. But all right, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this analysis of a Guardian SVEN. Thank you, Muhammad, for sending the replay. I know sometimes, I don't even know if that's your real name, but I'll just keep saying it. Thank you so much for having somewhat the courage to be flamed publicly. I know it can be tough, but please, I hope everyone takes this the right way. I hope everyone also can look at this with honest eyes or self-reflective eyes, because I think a lot of people, they'll watch gameplay like this and they'll be around the same rank and they'll assume they're not making similar mistakes. And the reality is you are. And when you can have that understanding and you can get over your ego, that's when you actually get better. You have to try to constantly remind yourself that you're not as good as you could be. It's not that you're not good. It's just you're not as good as you could be. And that's what makes people better. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. And I'm out. Peace. And that's all. But remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the Game Leap website where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below. And I'm out. Peace.